What's up, Wrestling Verse family? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the most shocking betrayals, the most devastating turns, and the most jaw-dropping moments in WWE. If you're new here, you need to hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications because what we're covering today is absolutely insane. Today we're talking about one of the most unexpected and shocking betrayals in recent WWE memory. Logan Paul, the social media mogul turned WWE superstar, just stabbed Bron Breakker in the back in the most brutal way possible. This wasn't just a simple turn, this was a calculated, vicious betrayal that has left the entire WWE universe in complete shock. Let's break down every single detail of this earth-shattering moment. Before we dive into the betrayal itself, let's talk about the partnership that made this turn so shocking. Logan Paul and Bron Breakker teaming up seemed like the perfect alliance. You had Logan, the charismatic social media star with mainstream appeal and surprising in-ring ability. Then you had Bron Breakker, the next-generation powerhouse carrying the legendary Steiner bloodline. Together, they were absolutely dominant. The chemistry between Logan and Bron seemed genuine from the start. They had complementary styles. Logan's high-flying athleticism paired perfectly with Bron's raw power and intensity. In their matches together, they looked like a cohesive unit, finishing each other's moves, showing perfect timing, and destroying every team put in front of them. The WWE Universe was buying into this partnership. Logan and Bron had been vocal about their goals too. They talked about dominating the tag team division, about proving that the new generation was taking over WWE, and about showing that unconventional partnerships could be the most dangerous. Their promos were confident, their performances were impressive, and everything seemed to be going perfectly. That's what made the betrayal so devastating. Bron Breakker brought credibility to the partnership. His family legacy, his amateur wrestling background, his physical dominance. Bron was positioned as a future world champion, and aligning with Logan elevated both men. Bron seemed to genuinely respect Logan's commitment to wrestling and his willingness to learn and improve. Logan Paul brought something different to the table. His massive social media following, his mainstream recognition, his ability to generate buzz. Logan made their partnership feel bigger than just another tag team. He was bringing new eyes to WWE, and Bron seemed to appreciate having a partner who could match his ambition and hunger for success. The trust between them seemed real. There were backstage segments showing Logan and Bron strategizing together, training together, and supporting each other. They defended each other in interviews, they had each other's backs in multi-person brawls, and they genuinely looked like brothers in arms. That foundation of apparent trust made what happened next absolutely heartbreaking. The betrayal happened during a crucial match that had massive implications for both men's futures. Logan Paul and Bron Breakker were facing a top tag team in a match that would determine number one contenders for the tag team championships. The stakes were incredibly high, and both men seemed focused and determined to win. The match itself was fantastic. Logan and Bron were working together flawlessly, hitting all their signature combinations, and the crowd was completely invested. There were several near falls that had everyone on the edge of their seats. Bron was showcasing his power. Logan was flying around the ring, and victory seemed within reach. Then came the moment that changed everything. Bron Breakker had one of the opponents set up for his finishing move. The crowd was on their feet, anticipating the victory. Bron executed his devastating finisher perfectly, and the opponent was down for the count. Breakker turned to tag in Logan to let him get the pin and the glory. But Logan Paul didn't make the tag. He stood on the apron, looking at his outstretched hand, and you could see something shift in his expression. The crowd started to sense something was wrong. Bron was confused, calling for Logan to get in the ring and finish the match. The tension was building, and everyone watching knew something bad was about to happen. Logan slowly stepped through the ropes, and for a moment, it looked like he was going to make the pin. Bron turned his back to check on the opponent, trusting his partner completely. That's when Logan Paul struck. He grabbed Bron from behind and delivered a devastating low blow that the referee somehow didn't see. Breakker dropped to his knees in shock and pain. The arena absolutely erupted in boos and shock. Nobody saw this coming. Logan then grabbed Bron and hit him with a picture-perfect frog splash, his signature move that he had been using to win matches for their team. But now he was using it against his partner. The betrayal was complete and brutal. But Logan wasn't done. He rolled out of the ring and grabbed a steel chair from ringside. The referee was trying to restore order, but Logan was on a mission. He slid back into the ring and absolutely cracked Bron Breakker across the back with that steel chair. The sound echoed throughout the arena, and Breakker collapsed in agony. Logan stood over his former partner with the chair raised high, and the look on his face was chilling. Gone was any trace of friendship or loyalty. This was pure calculated malice. Logan delivered another chair shot to Bron's back, then another. Each shot was harder than the last, and the crowd's boos were deafening. The opponents Logan and Bron had been fighting took advantage of the chaos and pinned the beaten-down Breakker for the victory. Logan Paul didn't care. He had achieved what he really wanted. He had destroyed Bron Breakker's trust and his body. The match result was secondary to the statement Logan just made. As medical personnel rushed to check on Bron Breakker, Logan Paul grabbed a microphone. The crowd was booing so loudly you could barely hear him at first, but Logan soaked it all in with a smirk on his face. This was the reaction he wanted. He had just turned himself into one of the most hated men in WWE, and he was loving it. Logan's promo was absolutely scathing. He talked about how he never needed Bron Breakker, how he was just using him to get opportunities and exposure. Logan said that Bron was always trying to be the alpha, always trying to get the spotlight, and Logan was tired of playing second fiddle to someone living off a family name. The words cut deep because there was truth twisted into the lies. Logan talked about how he built his own empire from nothing, how he has millions of followers who chose to follow him, while Bron was born with a name and expected everyone to bow down. The manipulation and psychological warfare in Logan's promo was masterful. Logan then dropped the bombshell that made everything even worse. He revealed that he had been planning this betrayal for weeks. Every moment of trust, every tag team victory, every time he had Bron's back, it was all a lie. Logan was playing the long game, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. That revelation made the betrayal even more devastating. The immediate aftermath was chaos. Bron Breakker, despite being injured and beaten down, tried to get to Logan. Officials and security had to hold him back as Logan laughed and walked up the ramp. The visual of Breakker's rage and betrayal while Logan smugly celebrated was absolutely powerful television. Social media absolutely melted down after this segment. Logan Paul was trending worldwide within minutes. The betrayal was being shared across every platform. Wrestling fans were in shock. Logan's followers were debating whether they still supported him, and everyone was talking about what just happened. The buzz was insane. Let's analyze why this betrayal works so perfectly from a storytelling perspective. First, it was completely unexpected. Logan and Bron seemed like they were building toward championship glory together. There were no obvious signs of tension or problems. That element of surprise made the turn so much more impactful. Second, Logan's heel work here is absolutely elite. He didn't just attack Bron. He systematically broke him physically and emotionally. The chair shots, the verbal destruction, the revelation that it was all a setup, this is textbook heel behavior that generates nuclear heat. Logan understands how to be a villain. Third, this turn makes sense for both characters. Logan gets to embrace his natural charisma as a cocky heel who thinks he's smarter than everyone. Bron gets a personal vendetta that will fuel incredible babyface fire and sympathy from the audience. Both men benefit tremendously from this storyline. From Logan's perspective, this betrayal positions him perfectly as a top heel in WWE. He already had mainstream recognition, but now he has wrestling heat. The combination of real-world fame and in-ring villain work makes Logan one of the most compelling characters in WWE. Every appearance will generate massive reactions. For Bron Breakker, this betrayal creates the perfect babyface storyline. He was the one who trusted, who believed in partnership, who got stabbed in the back. The audience will sympathize with him completely. His quest for revenge against Logan Paul writes itself and will be incredibly emotional and personal. The match possibilities this creates are absolutely mouth-watering. Logan Paul versus Bron Breakker one-on-one with all the personal animosity and betrayal fueling it. That's a money match that could main event any show. The build-up alone with their promos going back and forth will be must-see television. Think about the psychology that can be woven into their eventual match. Bron won't be able to trust anything Logan does. Every time Logan extends a hand or shows any sign of weakness, Breakker will remember the betrayal. That layer of psychological warfare adds so much depth to their physical confrontation. Logan's mainstream platform amplifies this storyline beyond just WWE programming. He'll talk about it on his podcast, post about it on social media, create content around it. This betrayal becomes a multimedia storyline that reaches audiences who might not watch WWE regularly. That cross-platform storytelling is incredibly valuable. The business implications are significant too. This feud will draw viewers, sell tickets to live events, and generate massive social media engagement. WWE can market Logan vs. Bron as a marquee attraction because of the genuine heat and compelling story. From a financial perspective, this betrayal is brilliant. Let's discuss how this affects both men's positions on the roster. Logan Paul is now a top heel who can work with any babyface on the roster. His willingness to be hated, combined with his ability to back it up in the ring, makes him incredibly valuable. WWE can plug Logan into multiple storylines. Bron Breakker gets elevated by being important enough to be betrayed by someone as high profile as Logan Paul. This isn't a random mid-card angle, this is a featured storyline with real investment. Bron's stock rises significantly through this feud, positioning him for even bigger opportunities after. The character development opportunities are rich. How does Bron Breakker change after this betrayal? Does he become more aggressive and untrusting? Does he channel his anger into becoming more dangerous? The emotional journey of a character responding to deep betrayal creates compelling long-term storytelling. For Logan, this turn allows him to show different facets of his personality. The cocky, smug villain who thinks he's smarter than everyone fits Logan's real-life persona perfectly. He can be the heel who cuts insider promos, who breaks the fourth wall, who uses his celebrity status to generate heat. It's perfect casting. The timing of this betrayal is excellent too. Coming at a point where both men seem to be riding high makes it more shocking. If there had been weeks of teasing and tension, the surprise would be diminished. The sudden nature of Logan's turn is what makes it so effective and memorable. Historical comparisons to other great wrestling betrayals are inevitable. From Seth Rollins turning on the Shield to Triple H turning on Shawn Michaels, the best betrayals happen when trust seems strongest. Logan betraying Bron fits that pattern and has potential to be remembered alongside those iconic moments. The visual storytelling was perfect. Logan standing over the fallen Bron with the chair, the smirk on his face, the chair shots replayed from multiple angles, these are the images that fans will remember. Great wrestling creates iconic visual moments, and this segment delivered multiple. The commentary team sold the betrayal perfectly. The shock in their voices, the immediate questioning of Logan's motivations, the emphasis on how unexpected this was. Good commentary enhances great moments, and this was a perfect example of that. Think about the promos we're going to get moving forward. Bron Breakker cutting emotional promos about betrayal and revenge. Logan Paul being smug and arrogant, justifying his actions and mocking Bron. The verbal battles between these two will be just as compelling as their physical confrontations. The eventual payoff when Bron gets his revenge will be incredibly satisfying. Wrestling is at its best when you invest in a babyface's journey and feel their triumph. Months of build, personal animosity, and storytelling will make Bron's eventual victory over Logan feel earned and meaningful. One interesting element is how other roster members might respond to this betrayal. Do other wrestlers distrust Logan now? Do potential allies hesitate to work with him knowing he's a snake? The ripple effects throughout the roster create additional storytelling opportunities. The fan reactions are fascinating too. Logan already had a mixed reaction from wrestling fans before this. Now, as a full heel, he'll unite the audience in booing him. That's valuable. A performer who generates strong reactions is doing their job, and Logan will get massive heat. For younger fans who follow Logan's social media, this creates an interesting dynamic. Do they continue supporting him even as a villain? Do they turn on him like wrestling fans have? The generational and cultural crossover creates unique audience dynamics that WWE can leverage. Looking ahead to major events, this feud is perfectly positioned for premium live events. Logan vs. Bron at a major show with proper build and stipulations could be a show-stealing match. Both men are capable of delivering in big moments, and the personal story makes everything more compelling. The long-term booking possibilities are endless. Does Logan align with other heels? Does he recruit followers who respect his manipulation? Does Bron find allies who were also burned by Logan? The creative directions this betrayal opens up are numerous and all interesting. Alright, Wrestling vs. Family, time for your take on this shocking betrayal. Were you shocked by Logan turning on Bron? Do you think this was the right move? When should Bron get his revenge? What stipulations should their match have? Drop all your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss. If this breakdown of Logan's devastating betrayal got you hyped for this feud, smash that like button. Subscribe to Wrestling Verse for the absolute best analysis of WWE's biggest storylines and most shocking moments. Turn on notifications so you never miss our uploads. Share this video with wrestling fans and Logan Paul fans alike. Let's get everyone talking about this incredible betrayal and what it means for both superstars moving forward. The conversation is just beginning. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video where we continue bringing you in-depth coverage of everything happening in WWE. Until next time, trust nobody, expect betrayal, and get ready for an epic feud. This is Wrestling Verse, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.